Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we're actually talking about Facebook because Facebook is firing back on claims by the Wall Street Journal that Instagram is harmful to teen girls. And this is coming from The Verge, and boy, do I have a lot of thoughts on this. As I was saying, Facebook has fired back after basically 2 weeks or so after the Wall Street Journal reported that Instagram made body image issues worse for 1 in 3 teenage girls, according to Facebook's own internal data. Now, this response comes courtesy of Pratiti Raychaudhuri. She is the vice president, head of research at Facebook. Raychaudhuri's post on Facebook's newsroom claims that the Wall Street Journal's characterization of internal research is quote-unquote not accurate, and blames it all on poor interpretation of the data that the Wall Street Journal has in its possession. You will note that they are not disputing the actual documents there that basically Wall Street Journal has. They're not saying, oh, they didn't get the right documents or these are fake. Facebook is simply refuting it. Now, if you recall, on September 14th, the Wall Street Journal published a story to what they're calling the Facebook Files, which is a series of stories based around this enormous cache of internal Facebook documents leaked to the Wall Street Journal on the September 14th piece, basically focused on data that suggested Instagram had an extremely harmful effect on teenagers, particularly teen girls. The Wall Street Journal claimed that Facebook was well aware of this harm that basically its products had on teens, and the company, quote, has made minimal effort to address these issues and plays them down in public. That tends to be true. I actually went through that, especially when Zuckerberg was in front of Congress. Facebook has been evasive about the contents of the studies cited by the Wall Street Journal, but Facebook's global head of safety, Antigone Davis, is expected to appear before the Senate Commerce Subcommittee on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, to answer for the claims made in the story and plans for the new Instagram for kids, quote unquote. Raychaudhuri specifically cites that hearing as the reason for the post. Now, Ms. Raychaudhuri also ignores many of the issues raised by the Wall Street Journal piece, including that teens claimed that they felt addicted to Instagram. Instead, she focuses her energies on devaluating Facebook's own research. Remember, she's the VP of research for Facebook as well, and here she is devaluing it. Now, much of the Wall Street Journal's most scathing claims, according to Raychaudhuri, basically is focused on a study that had just 40 participants. That would be a very, very small sample size, given that we're talking about a platform with billions of users on it. This tiny study, quote, was designed to inform internal conversations about teens' most negative perceptions of Instagram, again, according to Ms. Raychaudhuri of Facebook. Now, she also takes umbrage with the Wall Street Journal referring to an internal Facebook slide that claims, quote, we make body images worse for 1 in 3 teenage girls. Raychaudhuri repeatedly notes that the body image problem was just one of 12 possible issues, that Instagram could make worse for teenage girls. Quote, body image was the only area where teen girls who reported struggling with the issue said Instagram made it worse as compared to the 11 other areas. So there you go. They're kind of admitting it. Body image was the only area where teen girls reported struggling with the issue. So there you go. They are actually reinforcing that claim, even though maybe it was a smaller sample size. I think we have Facebook's word to take for it. We're waiting on, obviously, the Wall Street Journal to respond to this as well. Unfortunately, though, neither Facebook, Instagram, or Ms. Raychaudhuri have released the actual data that she's repeatedly been citing in her response to the journal's reporting. Without seeing the data itself, it's extremely difficult to assess the Wall Street Journal or Facebook's interpretations of this. But obviously, this isn't the first time we've had these issues with Facebook as well. And when you combine this with studies outside of Facebook that have done on the harmful effects of social media, and you can see, especially in Jean Twenge's book, The iGen, that there is a massive spike in depression, suicide rates, suicidal thoughts, all of this in boys, and a massive spike in girls ages basically 13 to 19, 13 to 18. That is a huge, huge thing. This is kind of undeniable when you are thinking about this and talking about this, and Facebook's internal data is essentially backing this up. Also, there has been no discussion of things that Mark Zuckerberg has said publicly that downplays this internal reporting. And even if it was a small sample size, it should be alarming. I don't care if there's 40 people in the study or 40 million people in the study. If you are looking at essentially a small sample size, but a large response saying, this is addictive, or this is giving me problems, or this is making me depressed, these are things that you should therefore say, you know what, 40 is not enough. Let's look at 40,000 or 4 million or whatever it is that Facebook can get their hands on with this, because I think it's an important thing. But to underscore that point, and something that Facebook really doesn't respond to, is that they downplay this. They don't want to talk about these things. This essentially is money-making opportunities for them. You get these products for free. They data mine the bejesus, out of you. And if they have to change things like Instagram, meaning have alerts that say, oh, this Instagram was photoshopped and not perfect, they're going to lose revenue because people are going to lose interest. That's simply what it is. Not to mention, we're speaking to the extremely vain, oftentimes, who are posting, oh, look at my perfect life, et cetera, et cetera. We literally have a murder case going on about that right now with that poor missing girl, and I hope they find what we all believe is probably her killer. I don't know, though, but we'll see. But these are the things that we're talking about. So it's a huge, huge problem. This does not satisfy, I think, anything that the Wall Street Journal has been reporting on. And to the point of The Verge, we absolutely want to see the data. If this is really what it is, if it's just 40, users or whatever that they were talking about, release the whole thing. Put your money where your mouth is. Because the Wall Street Journal is making claims and you're not denying their documents are real. All you're doing is downplaying them, and you're not even talking about what you're publicly saying and not saying and doing and not doing. And that is a very serious problem. So Facebook, you're not convincing anyone. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter where we are not convinced, or feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private. And if you're a teen out there, please stay off Instagram and just all the social media. You'll have a much better life. Thanks, everybody.